frustration of separating that person that supposedly, which I believe he is talking about, the Chinese, the Indian, and then whatever, who he is talking about. Because as I stand here, I don't think that he actually means, he can mean the African from the diaspora. The reason why I don't think he can mean the African from the diaspora is that you can't just think like that unless you have been a curriculumized individual. A curriculumized individual is a programmed human being who, based on his being programmed over the period, has become a butterfly pretending to be a bird. And for that reason, the clarification here is, who is that foreign?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, the question is, who is that foreign? But I don't think that in my analysis of his facial reactions and his flow of words, excuse me if I'm keeping a little longer, but whatever might have provoked him to say that, I don't think it's a well thought of this. And with this time, I will say with apology, I don't think that he is saying that out of a well thought sequence or frequency. And for that reason, we still need that clarification. Who is that for? Thank you.
Engaging the powers that be for a number of years. It's not that we haven't been talking to them. And I'll give you an example. In 2016, and there's many means by which we've been engaging them. Through personal dialogue, through letter writing. It was in 2016 that a friend of mine and a stalwart in the African diaspora community, her name is Maisie Howard, she wrote a letter to President Muhammad. Asking him or stating that we were commemorating bringing bones, Ghanaian bones that was in Jamaica, bringing it back to Ghana and giving it citizenship or bringing it back home. Why are you not honoring the living who are coming back home? That letter touched President Muhammad, and he asked that Madam Kumi, Chief Director of the Ministry of Interior, should meet with Maisie, and Maisie asked me to accompany her. We went into a room, there were about 6 secretary stenographers and Madam Kumi, who's retired. And she said, what do you want? Just like that. Don't you know, what do you want? And Maisie, in her diplomatic way, said, we want citizenship, we want to be recognized, not treated as foreigners. Then someone in the room asked the same question that I think others may be asking, well, why don't you get citizenship the way everybody else does? And he said, no, we are not like everybody else. We're different. We are the historical, unique historical diasporans who've come back home willingly. And so that report Madam Kumi wrote, went back to President Muhammad, and that led to the first 34 of us getting our citizenship. This is beyond citizenship though. It's about the right to return, which before you get here, what does that look like? So please dispel the notion that we haven't been talking to them. And even since then, I've spoken to Madam Butcher. We were invited to sit on a panel, diaspora engagement panel, me and Dr. Combo, to help him write or draft that policy. And whenever we wrote something, it was never recorded. So that begs the question, why are you telling us to come back home and you still won't put something on paper when other countries are doing it? So it's not that we haven't been talking to them. We have been, but the time is now to clarify.